All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about a really fascinating idea about our metabolism. What if our bodies are basically high-performance engines, but the way we live our lives today has us stuck in first gear? We're going to explore how we might just be able to unlock all that hidden potential. In this quote from Professor Thomas Seyfried, man, it just nails it. It really gets to the core of the issue. You see, our bodies evolved with this incredible capacity for being metabolically flexible. But our modern diet, just full of constantly available processed foods, it means we almost never shift into these more powerful states. We're literally leaving our body's true potential just sitting on the table, completely untapped.
So to really get what this high-performance state even looks like, we've got to talk about this incredible experiment that really laid the groundwork for this whole idea. Scientists wanted to know what happens when you push a biological system to its absolute metabolic limits.
So get this. They took a group of mice and put them on a diet with 40% fewer calories. I mean, that's a huge reduction in energy. And what they saw, well, it was nothing short of remarkable. And look, the key thing here is that this wasn't just about the mice losing a bit of weight. No. This extreme restriction actually flipped a switch. It put them into this incredibly powerful therapeutic state. They saw tumors shrink massively. They saw a reduction in something called angiogenesis. That's the process tumors use to grow new blood vessels to get their fuel. The experiment gave them a clear biological target, a very specific metabolic state that has profound healing effects.
Okay, so that's mice, but what about us? How do we take that incredible result and translate it to humans? And, well, it's not nearly as simple as you might think, because our basic biology, it's just fundamentally different.
And here's the big challenge, right? Our biology is just completely different. A mouse's metabolic rate, it's burning about 7 times faster than ours. Their heart is racing at around 650 beats per minute, while ours is chilling at 70. So because their whole system is just running so much hotter, that 40% calorie cut hits them way, way harder than it would ever hit us. For a human, just eating 40% less food, it isn't enough to get into that same therapeutic zone.
So what does it take for a person? What's the human equivalent? Well, to get to that same metabolic zone they saw in the mice, a person would have to do a water-only fast for about 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, it's an extreme measure, but that's what it takes to push our much slower system into that same therapeutic window. And when you do that, when you push the body that hard, it kicks off this absolutely wild process. Professor Seyfried calls it autolytic cannibalism. And just think about that for a second. It's like an internal quality control system. When your body is starved for energy, it starts looking around and actively hunting down its most inefficient, wasteful cells. And yeah, that includes a lot of cancer cells, to save energy and reuse their parts for the good of the whole body. It's this powerful, natural healing mechanism that we pretty much never let our bodies use.
But let's be real for a second. How many people are going to line up and say, oh yeah, a 3-week water fast, sign me up? Almost nobody, right? It's a massive challenge, physically and mentally. So this led the researchers to a really important question. Has to be a better way, right? A less traumatic way to get there.
And this is where they came up with this brilliant analogy. Think of it this way. A water-only fast. That's like jumping out of a 3rd-story window to get to the ground floor. Sure, it's fast. You'll get there. But it's going to be traumatic. The ketogenic diet, on the other hand, is like taking the stairs. It's gradual, it's manageable, it's pretty much painless. Both paths get you to the exact same place, but one of them gets you there in one piece.
So this taking the stairs approach, it lets your body adapt, slowly. Instead of just going cold turkey and shocking the system, you start by just gradually cutting back on carbs. This lets your metabolism shift gears nice and smooth, adapting one step at a time, until boom, you're in that target state of ketosis, all without the trauma of that big fast.
Okay, so let's say you're doing this. You're walking down the stairs. How do you know when you've hit the ground floor? How can you actually be sure that you're in that powerful therapeutic zone, the one they first discovered in those mice?
Well, that's where this brilliant tool comes in, the Glucose Ketone Index, or GKI. It was developed to give you a simple, crystal clear answer. You just take a quick blood reading of your glucose and your ketone levels, you do a simple bit of math, and it gives you one single number, a number that tells you exactly where your metabolism is, right then and there.
And this is the magic number. This is the target, a GKI of 2.0 or less. And what's so great about this is it's not some vague feeling, right? It's not a guess. It's a specific, measurable number. When your GKI hits that 2.0 mark, you know for sure that you've successfully guided your body into that state of therapeutic ketosis, the very same state that did all those amazing things in the lab.
And what's so cool is that this science isn't just stuck in research papers anymore. It's actually moving out into the real world. You've got platforms and apps being built right now that integrate the GKI, making it super easy for anyone to track their metabolic health. And the ultimate goal here? It's huge. It's to completely transform how we manage chronic disease, to turn it from something that feels hard and restrictive into a process that's actually understandable, accessible, maybe even desirable.
And that really leaves us with this final kind of mind-blowing thought. All of this research, it's all pointing to one thing. Our bodies have this incredible built-in system for healing and optimization. The real power isn't in some new drug or a fancy therapy. It's already inside you. So the real question, the one we're all left with is, how do we learn to activate it? How do we finally learn to unlock the potential that's been there all along?